Okay, welcome, Christian Men Unscripted. I'm here with John Harney. Seth is on vacation in Michigan. Poor bastard.
Again?
Yeah. But we're here.
Him.
We have a special guest, Real Men Unscripted. I guess you would call it like a sister podcast because it sounds pretty similar. With Derek and Domingo. Check out the podcast on YouTube. It's only on YouTube, or do you guys do
just YouTube right now.
What I'll do is I'll hand it over to one at a time. Introduce yourself. Tell us about what you do, and then we'll start. So whoever wants to start, go ahead. You guys are used to it. Don't be shy. You have your own podcast.
I know, right? So I'm Derek Scott. We have Real Men Unscripted. Started it December of 23 with another guy. And after 2 months, he's like, I don't like looking at myself. So Domingo, who had no clue I thought he would want to do it, said he'd do it. So we started that. I'm currently in law enforcement for 30 years. Just started my 30th year. I currently work for a judge at the courthouse here in town. And I'm a retired sergeant from Mendocino County in Northern California.
Cool.
Married 30 years this year.
Congratulations.
And 3 boys and 2 grandsons.
Oh,
wow.
You're old.
All boys.
Hey, how you guys doing? My name is Domingo Lucero. I'm married for over 30 years now as well.
To your current wife.
Yeah, to my current wife. If you watch our podcast, you would know. Got 5 kids. Got 2 sons, a daughter, and 2 dogs. And retired Metro like these guys. I'm senior to them, by the way.
Yep.
I started doing the podcast with Derek. I really don't like to be on TV, so I have no social media, so don't look for me.
You do. You're on YouTube.
That's why we can't get any more
Followers.
subscriptions. Followers.
And how's the podcast going? I mean, it's you guys been doing it for how long now? I mean, you and then together for how long?
Yeah,
About a year?
together.
Probably 6 months, 7 months.
No, we started in like February of 24, so we've been over a year together.
Okay, and so basically, because ours is Christian Men Unscripted, yours is Real Men Unscripted.
Yeah, we kind of. I'm sorry, we kind of stole a little bit of your name. When I was coming up with names, it just kind of flowed because I was listening to your guys' before that. But
did you even ask him for permission?
He did. He did kind of. He goes, hey, and I go, I don't care. I'm in no competition.
But he just didn't ask John when John found out.
I was like, we're done. Shut him down, bro. Shut him down. Call the
Copyright
attorney.
infringement.
Call the attorney.
But what is it about? I mean, you guys just talk. I know I listened. I've seen you had Pastor Trenton and Pastor Scott from our church, Hope Church, on there. And who do you have? Pastor Gene on there as well.
Yep.
So,
we've had Ann Ricky. We've had 4 of the pastors.
Yep.
We had you on there early on. One of the episodes, though.
It's probably the best episode, I bet.
Yeah,
No,
it probably was.
I think it is. I think it is the most viewed.
But
you must have a lot of kids or something.
No, I just kept clicking hit.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm going to make this the best one.
Yeah.
I don't know if it works like that, but.
Yeah, I think yours and then my son is like right below you.
Okay.
Yeah, so we've had both his sons on there, because it just gets old just being the same 2 of us and trying to find topics to talk about. When I really wanted to have people on and
We've had that politician guy, wasn't it?
Yeah, John,
He's
Dr.
awesome.
John Petrick.
Yeah, John Petrick. And then that pastor from Oklahoma.
Yeah, which both his episodes were messed up because the audio stuff. We've had some audio issues.
A lot of audio issues.
Hopefully when you know nothing about it except for. I mean, being a cop, that's all I really know. I don't really know about any of this tech stuff.
We're not IT like you, brother.
I'm not. I'm not IT.
Working all this stuff.
It took me a while to learn it. I had to have Jerry show me all this.
Yeah,
okay.
And so Jerry's the one that.
Yeah, he's the one who started with him.
Yeah, he kind of did some stuff for you, some for us.
Yeah.
So.
He showed me how to do it all, edit it all, and it took me a while to learn because of my elderly brain. But I learned it. So.
But I definitely like your studio better. These signs are awesome,
Yeah.
Guys, what's the goal of Real Men Unscripted? Is there a goal? You know, like, I mean, no, it's got the same title, The Unscripted, right? But I mean, ultimately, like, what are you hoping?
Yeah, and I will say that when I listen and I watch, it is a Christian-oriented podcast.
Yeah.
So it's similar to ours, and I really like the ones that you had with the pastors. Not that I don't like all of them, but those ones I was like, especially, I would say my favorite was with Pastor Ricky, and I don't even know him that well. So I was like, that's really good.
He's pretty funny. I think when I started it was I was listening to Pastor. Scott wasn't a pastor then, but it was him and Pastor Vance, and it was the first time I started listening to podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
And it was right before you guys started yours, and I was like, talking to my wife, I'm like, hey, I don't know anything about this kind of stuff, but I wouldn't mind like trying to do a podcast, just like maybe just help people somehow, some way, by different topics that we would bring in. So then that's when I went to Jerry, and so like we had a lady. One of our first episodes was with Esther. She had lost her husband, one of my friends, the year before. So that was the only time my wife's been on it. We kind of did a couples thing and how you stay married. They were married like 50 something years.
Yeah.
So we try to make a theme out of each one. And then having the pastors on, trying to figure out which I'd love to have you on, and you can, talk about your the church. And I was going to go there that one time last Thanksgiving.
And the hotel shut down.
Yeah, they kicked us out shortly after we, not the hotel, it was up at the lodges. Their power went out.
Okay.
But yeah, I'd love to have you come on because, again, it's just trying to, have people promote themselves too, or what cause they're doing. Mm-hmm. So that was kind of the thing, was just like, hey, maybe we'll get some people on there and talk about life and kind of be unscripted. I mean, we might have like a few seconds before where we might say, hey, what do you think of this?
Sure.
Mm-hmm. And we try to do a lot of current events. It's just the last 3-4 months with all the political stuff. We weren't trying to get political, but
those were my favorite.
It got a little too political. And him and I are, for us being cops, I thought we would be more in line.
We are. We just share one difference. You love Trump, and I hate
You've
Trump.
listened.
He's got TDS.
It seems like we have a lot of differences, which is good because.
But it's simple. I was in the military, and this guy got out of the draft 5 times. That right there sees it for me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I was in the military, and you dodged the draft.
Dodge the draft. Dodge the draft. Say that 5 times.
Yeah, exactly. But to answer your question, to me, it's more like stereotype of cops. Mm-hmm. Well, they're demons. They're evil.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So when they see 4 cops and we're Christian and we've been married as long as we have,
all of us have been married in 20 30 years.
All those stereotypes go down the drain.
Yeah.
And they also see like a guy like me. I was not a nice person. I'll tell you guys right now. I was not a nice person in the military. We had a friend of mine on the podcast, Cruz, my best buddy. What's up? I was not nice in the military, and I was not nice when I was a cop. Mm-hmm. First 10, 15 years, I was just not a nice guy.
Right.
Yeah.
And then to see me transform from what I was to what I am now, anybody can do it.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You don't have to do this whole thing where where people think, oh, we're Christian. All we think about is the Bible, and all we think about, oh, we can't curse.
Can't drink.
Yeah, can't drink, can't do this. And then they see us 4 up here, and they're like, wow, like, cops are not that bad. Like, these guys made it. Obviously, 3 of us are retired.
So I guess,
it's more along the lines of that. Like, hey, these guys are real. These guys are cops. Like, both the Christian and the cop. Like, look, 2 things that people wouldn't put together, but yet here we are.
Right.
know?
And I think I'm seeing it more now. I see a lot more Christian cops now than I did when we first started.
That are actually saying
it. Yeah. And I think it's more, but also to have, like you said before we started, that we've all been married. How long have you been married now to your wife? Current
November
wife?
be 30 years.
30 years. How long, John?
Yeah, 30 years.
And
over 30.
Yeah, I'll be 35 in April, or maybe 34. I lost.
I think mine is 31.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, to go to the academy, and like you said, in the academy, they tell you right off the bat that divorce rate in police is high.
Yeah.
And I remember when they I vividly remember when they said that, and I was like, oh, that's not happening to me. No.
Yep.
But then I watched guys, I worked with, just go out and do stupid stuff, man. I'm like, bro, you know. And don't get me wrong, I did stupid stuff too, but not to dishonor my wife. You know?
Exactly.
You know, and I was like, these guys are cheating on their wives. Remember, everybody's like, oh, you got a chippy. I was like, is that what they call them? I was like, no, I'm going home. I'm going to go home and
badge bunny.
Yeah, hang out with my wife and coach baseball with my kids and just be a family man. And you didn't see that a lot. And the fact that we're all Christian, and I'm fairly new, I would say, to Christianity. I mean, John is the one who kind of sent me down that road, right?
If that's how you want to put it, I guess. Yeah, just talking about Jesus. By the way, I wasn't the best example of it.
No,
but
but I'm saying
I knew the truth, so I was always like sharing the truth.
Yeah, you're always sharing
the gospel.
it. So John gave me a Bible one time, about 25 years ago, maybe.
At least.
So I don't know if you heard it on the podcast. So he gave me this Bible.
I do listen, by the way. Every week.
We used to work at the water treatment plant, and that's where he would always share it. I'm
Just
like,
post 9/11.
Is this before Metro?
No,
post
overtime.
9/11.
Overtime.
Remember, we were all
Critical infrastructure.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, where
So
we
we
used to
worked
like do our presents and
he would always tell
the
me,
back of the car.
I'm like, John, that sounds great, man. I believe in Jesus. I'm all in. And then I would just go be angry and curse and everything. But he gave me a Bible and he wrote my name in it. And he's like, to Alan. It was probably 25 years ago. And then I've had Bible since then, and I started going to Hope and really getting involved in Christianity and following Jesus like I'm supposed to. But I found that Bible, I don't know, maybe a month ago.
Okay.
I don't think I ever opened it because I opened it and it was like
brand new.
It was still brand new. It had not been cracked, man.
The page is
Stuck
cracked.
together.
I'm gonna try and find it before you leave. It's somewhere here. And I was like, man, this thing
you
has
gotta post
not
that.
been opened.
You got to post that.
Never been opened. It says to Alan. Oh man, it was great.
I want to see it. I don't even remember which Bible I gave you, man.
Yeah, I'll
That's
find
funny,
it.
dude.
I'll ask my wife before you leave where it's at. It's somewhere around here,
Too funny.
or we donated it. I don't know.
It is interesting on that topic. Like you brought up, bro, like how you were not a good person in the military. You know you were not a good person as a cop. I'm going to share, you just heard, right? I used to share Jesus. Like I'm a believer. I was raised, I'm not that guy that has that, like I come to Jesus moment. Like, you know what I mean? I remember as a kid going to church, but then I saw my parents' relationship fall apart. I saw them get divorced and all this. And then even as a cop, I myself, dude, I'm telling you, this is the truth. Almost every single morning, 99% of the mornings, I praise God that he preserved my marriage in spite of my actions, because though I was a Christian, I still went down like rough roads, dude. I was a jerk as well as a cop. I remember being a jerk, even you and I, like being a jerk to you, and just, it's like,
me?
so, yeah, dude. I'm just saying, I look back and you may not even notice. See, thank God. But I remember in my mind, because my motives might have been just for myself, selfish, arrogant, whatever, and then working undercover and doing all these things, man. I just had all these crazy life experiences where I'm like, dude, I look back, I'm like, oh my God, thank you, God, you preserved my marriage. Thank you, you preserved my life. And then my faith, you know what I mean? Like, thank you throughout. I can only thank God that I survived all of that. And I don't mean surviving by getting killed. I mean surviving, like kind of almost ethically a little bit, or just like spiritually, all those things, you know?
Yeah, I vividly remember going out drinking after working, and swing shift, going out to PTs, and then driving 10 miles home. I remember waking up in the morning to look at my car to make sure I didn't hit somebody. And that is awful to say as a police officer.
Definitely.
That's something I would never do now, and I don't ever want my kids to do that. But when you're 28 years old, you're thinking that's what cops do, because I watched other people do it.
Yeah.
And I think it's an awful example that guys set for me as a young police officer that I wish I would have set a better example as I was older.
Well, there's so much cynicism in policing, and people don't realize it. I love you all. You guys also said this. You want people to see, like, man, I'm a cop and a Christian. Because the reality is, if I'm in Christ, that's my identity anyways. Exactly. It should be. It should be. But in policing, it really is just different enough, right? My future son-in-law is in the SAC PD Police Academy right now. And he's a Christian kid. And my greatest fear is because I even did that. I was a Christian, but then that badge got heavier than my Christianity many times. Yep. The undercover operations got way heavier than my Christianity many times. My family got second and third and fourth place many times. Do you see what I'm saying? We are supposed to be mission-oriented, but man, it's a struggle to maintain your Christian identity above everything. And then what happens is you're in the locker rooms. You're in these places, which are some of the funnest memories of our lives. Get to be a boy forever. You know what I mean? Locker room. It really is. It's the truth. But at the same time, all these old dudes are so cynical, and they're the biggest hypocrites you ever met in your life. But that goes for most of us. We need to be honest. Because they are doing a noble profession. But bro, getting spit in your face all the time, getting in fights all the time, having brothers that kill themselves, and then you got to come in and almost like laugh it off, and seeing murder and gruesome things and prostitution and just street savagery. And then you got to be in the locker room and act tough and be funny in front of the guys. And without Christ, these guys go into drinking, they go into cheating, they go into whatever they go into. And even with Christ, I got friends who've committed suicide that were believers. Yeah. I'm just saying, I don't want to overemphasize like how noble or how big of a deal that profession is, but it is different than a lot. Yeah. You know what I mean? If we want to talk about policing, it's different, dude.
It's only below military in my eyes. That's the only thing that's worse than policing is military.
And the interesting thing about that, because thank you, by the way, for your military service. Guys who go over and do combat missions, and they do their 13 months overseas, or they do maybe the 90 days, 60 days, depending on if they're in special forces. That's what do we call that? Acute exposure, right? Extreme and acute exposure. But in law enforcement, you have 25, 30 years of more
exposure.
But just, sometimes it's acute, but it's you know what I'm saying? So you have, but an elongated exposure, so it kind of just never goes away for a whole career. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. May not be as intense, but it damn sure goes a hell of a lot longer. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, definitely, yeah.
And so interesting anyway.
And most cops aren't willing to get help when they have issues. So, they'll keep drinking or keep doing whatever they're doing. They might ask for help if they get like caught and in trouble and want to get fired. Then they'll be like, oh, well, I have a problem and I had it because of the job. And so send me to rehab or something. But yeah, it's
a different world now. I mean, there was a stigma back. You're still working, obviously.
Yeah, you didn't ask for help.
I'm just kidding.
No.
You didn't ask for help.
You didn't even.
But there was a stigma. You didn't know you wouldn't tell people.
You didn't even tell people you had a problem.
I had a guy that I worked with, legal 2000, another cop, because they said something. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Yeah. It was a mess. I don't know. You guys weren't around.
I've never heard of that.
Oh, bro. Your cousin was my sergeant, and he had to deal with it. And he's like, you can't legal 2000 this person because they said that. Yeah, I mean, it was crazy. I'm like,
well, now they have a wellness bureau.
Well, they need it, and
it's great. We're gonna have Daryl. Awesome. Actually, Daryl, we're gonna have him on from the wellness bureau.
Is he in the wellness bureau?
Yeah.
Christian guy goes to church in town.
That's too late though. It's like it should have been there available for us.
For us, I mean, but it's good for these guys.
Yeah, but how many cops have committed suicide in the last 5 years? Like, it's ridiculous.
But the Metro might be behind on it.
Better than never, right?
Better than never.
Yeah, better late than never. Yeah,
there you go. That's the word.
Yeah. No, it's a wonderful thing that they have it.
Oh, yeah.
But Peep was what it was called. It was not something you would ever really call.
No. But I mean,
now that they have it.
But I mean, when we were there, come on, Peep was us.
Yeah.
We were the ones there. Now they actually have, I'm assuming they got professionals now, right?
Oh, they have professionals.
I think it's great that they have people that care now.
Exactly.
Because back when we were on, it wasn't so. I mean, I'm sure there was, but.
Do you know if you guys as being retired guys will be able to use that place?
Well,
or is it just for current?
I'll tell you right now.
I guess
I'll tell you right now.
I don't know.
I used it.
Find out.
I retired, and as you know, my wife's mother passed away, and she was having a very hard time. She's a believer, but she doesn't follow.
Yeah.
She's like where I was 6, 7 years ago. So anyway, she was grieving, and it was hard for us. So I called them, and one of the police officers there, a friend of mine's wife, she came to the house. She brought us literature. She brought us resources. And she said, if you guys need anything, call. Because at the time, I don't know if you remember, I forgot her name, but she was in charge of it. She was in my academy. I forgot her name. But anyway, she was there. And she's like, yeah, whatever they need, go ahead and give it to them. And I was already retired.
That's
a
awesome.
year retired, and I was like, wow, we can use this. This is amazing. This is awesome. And that's when I knew that we had a wellness bureau. So
Well,
it's a great it's a great thing. It's a great thing, man.
I mean, you think about the statistics, not only divorce, but like when cops retire, how fast they pass away or die. Yeah, 3 to 5 years. Obviously, I thought I was going to die. Like,
yes, I know. He doesn't know about that, but that he died like almost every episode for about 6 episodes.
Must have some medical issues.
We have people starting to complain. Like, is he going to die or not? We're on the edge of our seat.
Yeah.
That's how you guys keep them coming. That's how you keep them coming.
Stay tuned if I'm on next week.
Is that how you get the extra guy? Okay, we need to start that.
But
it'll be you. I'm not dying.
But I look at like their health. The health, just the way you take care of yourself back then. I mean, you showed me a picture of a guy who was morbidly obese.
That's insane,
on our
by the
police
way.
department. Yeah. I'm like, you
knew him when he was thinner.
Yeah. I mean, he was always big, but I'm like, come on, man. That's why cops, between suicide and not taking care of yourself, pass away so quick after. My friend, one of my best friends, passed away of liver cancer 3 years after, he didn't even get his raise.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he was one of the healthiest guys, but he was also an alcoholic on the department for a long time. So I don't know if that had something to do with it. But he was recovering for 10 years, but then he got liver cancer 3 years after he retired and died. And I'm like,
Yeah.
Well, I knew a couple SWAT guys, all that adrenaline, like they didn't make it to 5 years.
that's,
You know,
Yeah, yeah.
and they were big, muscular dudes, and within
So they
5
do your
years,
cardio, man.
Yeah, they die in their sleep. It's like, are you
Right.
kidding me?
Right.
that's why I do so
Sad.
much cardio.
Yeah.
Keep my heart strong.
Well, now there's something interesting, dude. Just mortality alone, whether you're a cop or not, right? I've got a dear member of our church that's a wonderful friend that was just told, basically like you got, stage 4 lung cancer. Like, there's, just gonna hand it over to God and kind of see where this goes, right? That wellness bureau in and of itself, that's a blessing to have a career that can sort of try to address some of these fears and issues. And my assumption is that they'll help you with all of that stuff, But as far as like you guys go, when it comes to like this wellness bureau stuff, or you taking care of yourself, you're still a cop, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's on a diet every other month.
He's got a new program that I wanted to talk about.
He's got like 5 or 6 diets that I know of.
He's on a program.
Seriously,
work,
what
though. They
so
work,
then what
though,
are
bro.
you guys doing? If you're saying you got your identity in Christ, you're doing this, you're trying to help guys, you take care of yourselves. Otherwise, outside of this, because Alan, like he said, he's almost going to die all the time. Are we also kind of trying to talk through stuff, take care of ourselves all the way
He
around?
does cold plunges. I've seen that. You still do that?
Yeah, I've been on a biohack for the last, I don't know.
You got to tell me what that is. A what?
Biohacks. I follow. Basically, I saw a video of Dana White with Gary Brecka, where Dana White had sleep apnea, which I have. He was like 30 pounds overweight.
And they gave him like 10 years and he would be dead.
Yeah, just all these.
I've heard that name.
So they, had him start cold plunging, start taking some different vitamins through 10X program. It's called 10X. So I saw that. I started it about a year and a half ago, and so I literally cold plunge every morning.
I'll pass on that.
And
I hate the cold.
And
Same
I
here.
do 3
I take
minutes.
a steaming hot shower.
Yeah, I do 3 minutes, and it's like 52 degrees. Sometimes I've got it to 50 before, and it just gives me energy all day long.
That would give me a heart
Because I
attack.
do it in the morning before workouts, or if I do my hour walk, then I will do my cold plunge after that.
I did see you at the last Monday at the church, the spring thing that we're doing, or summer, the conference on Monday nights we do. And you had your tank top on. I'm like, oh, look at him. Sun's out, guns out. He's been doing workout.
Had a tank top on?
Yeah. Yes, you did. You look good.
All I
You look
know
good,
is I
man. It was good.
froze my butt off that night. It was so cold in there.
That's you had the guns out, man.
Well,
It's,
maybe you should put it
So
in
that was the first night, because the second time I
It was
brought
last
a
Monday.
jacket. I brought a jacket.
I don't remember what.
Yeah, but you should put it at 30 degrees. You won't freeze anymore.
Bro, I could never do the cold plunge.
Me either.
So, I mean, is it a diet? Is it an exercise plan? I mean, with this.
With the 10X?
Yeah, the 10X.
So what they do is you do you send in your blood work, and they do like your genes and tell you what genes you're lacking. So there's genes that, for example,
Jeans?
your genes, yeah.
Like
your-
American
a
Eagle
DNA
versus
genes.
Levi's.
Yeah.
I'm like, they can't replace them. Your
No,
genes are
but
yours.
you have, but we all
What you're
have
lacking?
certain genes, and they're not going to change. So you only
Yeah.
have to take this test one time. But there's certain genes that, if you take vitamins, if where they won't digest or whatever, because you have like a broken gene.
Gotcha.
So like out of the 4, I had like 2 that are like, broken, I guess you would say. And so then you take certain supplements to make up for that. So,
And your family's going to hate you when one of your family members gets caught for being a serial killer because you put your genes out there.
Yeah. So, trying to do that, trying to do the gym, trying to do the cold plunging.
The so you had certain
Red light
vitamins you
therapy.
can't take because it wouldn't help. Is that what they say?
Yeah. I mean, you'll be wasting your money on
Well, I take all kinds of vitamins.
Sounds expensive.
Oh, every morning I
Oh,
take
it's
all these
expensive.
supplements. It takes me 10 minutes. Ask my wife. She's like, "What are you doing?" I take super beets. I take vitamins. I take B12, greens.
Well, me, I actually got way out of shape when I retired. Like, I never had any problems. You know how we do the physical every
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
You guys do physicals?
Every year.
You're talking about
Every
the
year.
annual physical,
Yes.
but
Yeah.
not like a physical agility.
No,
Okay,
No.
gotcha.
We do a physical
we do those
every
too,
year with a stress test,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Do your heart's good? Your lungs are good." I retire. I'm pre-diabetic. I'm overweight. I'm like,
Yeah.
what is going on here? Like,
You
but
let
not-
yourself go.
No. Well, you saw me and for a while. I did when all the grieving and everything, but I'm doing everything natural. I only take
Whoa.
caught it. I only take one multivitamin, and that's it. And then the rest is I walk my dog, I run. I still do like calisthenics, not weights, because I got a torn shoulder. And what did I drop? 30 pounds.
Yeah.
I dropped 30 pounds
really
when
good.
when I put my mind to it. 30 pounds. And then unlike most cops, I actually sought help. Like
Right.
I went to not a psychiatrist, but like a mental therapist.
Yeah, some counseling, basically.
Exactly, with the military.
Yeah.
With the VA, they put me on to them. I was with them for almost 3 years,
Yeah.
and then I started doing Bible study with these guys, small group. Those are my two saving graces right there. Was being able to talk about my combat experience because we were in. I don't know if you guys know Black Hawk Down. That was us.
That was
So-
like Mogadishu.
Yes.
Yes.
So that's where we were at.
Yep.
And then, talking in the Bible small group, because I've never opened up to men before.
Yeah.
It's all
Yeah, that's tough.
save it,
Yep.
keep it inside. you
Right,
know.
right.
And I
Yeah.
never spoke to my family about my military service, about policing. When I got home, no policing, none.
Yeah.
The only thing I think I showed them was a taser when I chased my son around when we first got
Yeah,
it.
clicking them. Yeah, they were like toys, dude, when
I
they
did
first
that.
gave them.
I did that, and I forgot I had a camera, and I was like, "Oh,
Oh, see, I
No, this
never
is
even had
before.
one.
This
Yeah.
is before the camera. This
Oh, I had
is
the
before the
camera.
camera.
Yeah. So funny.
But yeah, so because I got help there,
Yep.
and then I got with these guys, and we haven't stopped. I've been going consistently. Got into Hope Church.
Yep.
yeah." So
Those
like,
are my saving graces.
like community.
right there.
I mean, that's
Yeah,
big. Community and
community.
church is the biggest thing for me.
It's funny. It's sort of the point I started to bring up a minute ago. I randomly brought up someone like with cancer and stuff because you have to take care of yourself. By the way, I'm not saying you can get cancer, you can die. The Bible tells us life is a breath. It's a vapor. It's quality of life though while you're alive. Suicide, things like that. That's a whole nother topic. Mental health. But the reality is, your mental health. I love what you said. Getting counseling, getting help, talking through it. Spiritual help, becoming part of a community, part of a group. But then physical help matters. I love that thought. I'm kind of familiar with what you're talking about, but I wouldn't be educated enough to be able to go down the road of like your gene testing for how you take care of things. But I've heard of it just enough. But as you do this, you're intentional about making the amount of vapor of a life you have being the best. You might still die of cancer. You might still die of whatever car accident. Right? We have a friend who just tragically lost his wife very suddenly. That might still happen because God has
Campanella,
your
right?
yeah. Well, it's super sad, wonderful lady, crazy, right? But the point is this: you might be called home the moment you're going to be called home. That's between you and God. God has that for you. But
Yeah.
while you're here, the quality of life can be dependent first and foremost. Are you humbling yourself under the Lord, following Jesus, and then getting around His people? If you need help, you've been in combat, you've been a cop. People listen to this that have other issues of depression. Seek counseling, biblical counseling, Christian Christian worldview counseling is wonderful, right? There's nothing wrong with that, man. As a matter of fact, it's great. And then also take care of your body. Work out, bro. Like go for a walk, whatever you got to do. Like I'm not, you know what I mean? Like,
It's like
those are
when
the
you
pillars.
go to the gym and you
Yeah.
just talk to
All I
people
do is talk. But see, that's my counseling. I go to the gym and I talk at the gym.
I call him. He's like,
So it's like-
I didn't work out. I just talked to people for half an hour.
Hey, I'm walking around in the gym, so I got to go up and down the stairs. So I'm getting, to
Yeah.
go say hi to whoever's upstairs, to go say hi to whoever's downstairs.
Right.
So I'm getting a
Yeah.
little exercise, but mind, body, that soul, spirit thing, right? You take care of all of it because it's all a gift.
Yeah.
You might still get called home. You might still
Yeah.
get cancer, all these things.
Well, 100% we're all going to be called at one point.
Yeah.
No, 100%. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like you might, because I that's been an argument. Even my own parents are like, well, so see that guy, he was a marathon runner, he died on the treadmill or whatever.
I see.
Well, and he worked so hard. I'm like, yeah, but he had a great quality of life up until that moment,
Yeah.
as
Yeah,
opposed to having to be lethargic and
Yeah.
As opposed to
I just think
being,
that's so
as
important.
opposed to being Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. But
bastard.
look how high energy that guy was. Wonderful.
I mean,
we know he's in heaven.
But
Now
yeah,
he abused his body, I'm sure, with who knows
steroids
what.
or whatever. And
Back in the day when that was not only acceptable but encouraged, right?
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, you can have an amazing quality of life starting with your spirituality first, but then each other, and physical fitness matters, dude. It all matters.
oh yeah, it's all like you said. It's all together. Without one, you can't have the other.
It's really hard.
But as cops, we tend to, I think that's why less are Christians is just our pride. We just
Pride.
are like, oh, I don't need that. I'm better than that. And
Yeah.
know,
I mean, that's where I was
like,
for a long time.
That's what's
Yeah.
funny about him and I when he talks about him being like this angry, cop. I'm just the opposite. I literally was like we were a small town. And so,
what do I say? Population, what, 3,000?
Yeah. So it's more, but it is small. And so I knew a lot of people. Plus I coached every sport there was for the kids. I didn't trust anyone. So I coached everything. So it's a small town, and so I was nice to everyone. And it was funny. My brother was a cop, same agency. He was a K-9 and I was a sergeant, and he's older than me. So that was like, they never let me supervise him except when his sergeant was on vacation, but we couldn't be like on a permanent 6-month shift together. But there was this one incident, and this is why I'm nice to everybody. So
Wait,
do
you guys have story time? Should we save it for that?
No, I wasn't trying to go story, but
No,
I don't
no,
think they're not big. They're not like.
I hear stories all the time.
Yeah.
I heard them. Yeah, I listen to your podcast all the time. I'm one behind though, but
Well, we're one behind because it hasn't even dropped yet. So.
I'm 150 behind. How many of you guys have?
I don't know.
No, but this one story that I was going to say about my brother was, our next door neighbor owned an Italian restaurant, so I was sitting at the bar having a soda because I was getting ready to go play softball, and this guy's to the right of me and this girl's to the left of me, and when the three of us are talking, everyone's super friendly. Then the minute she left, all of a sudden he turns and he's like, "See what you did to me?" And he shows me like his wrists. And of course I just go, "Oh, those look like those are from handcuffs." Just because of being a cop, I knew. And he goes, "Yeah, you did that to me." And right then, Diego, who is the one I always tell you looks like the guy, the pastor Trenton, he looks at me, he's like, "Everything okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And I just grabbed my glass and was holding it, and he just starts accusing me of that I was the person that did this, and I was like, "Well, let me see your ID," and he shows me his ID. I'm like, "Dude, I've never seen you before. I don't know who you are," and he kind of was going off, "Yeah, it was you," and then he said something about like a dog or whatever, and I'm like, oh. So my brother arrested. Did you say there was a dog? He was wearing like a green outfit. Yeah. I go, "Yeah, that wasn't me. That was my brother." And then he just changed. He's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I apologize." And when I told my brother that story, he's like, "Why'd you say it was me? Why didn't you just say it was you?" I go, "Because it wasn't me. You were more of the jerk. I was the nice one.
There you go.
Why would I say that was me?" And he's like, "Oh, well, you don't have to say that it was me." I go, "But it was you. It wasn't me." And we're both D. Scott, so our uniforms say D. Scott. He's Don. I was Derek.
Isn't he taller though?
No, we're the same height.
Oh,
I just have he has hair, and he has full tats on, like, I don't know how they get us. I mean, there's people that literally think I was at their house the night before, and we don't look
Funny.
anything alike.
Yeah,
But-
that's
Honestly,
crazy.
I kind of experienced the same thing with my cousin, and because we're both Jay Harney,
Yeah.
and we were both Sergeant Jay Harney most of our career.
You
Oh,
look nothing
man.
like
How
that.
many
But we don't
times
look
did you get
anything
emails
alike, but-
from...
Oh, we got
other-
each other's mail. Yeah, we can go down that
Yeah,
route.
but he's like 6'3". You're like 6 foot.
Yeah, 5'5", dude. If I'm lucky. No, I don't know. I'm taller than that, but I'm not as big. But yeah, and by the way, he's awesome. He's doing amazing work now with film production, and he's very
nice.
concerned. He's done all kind of documentaries on cops and stuff.
I've been in a couple.
Yeah, and Alan's a great friend of his. He's, but back in the day, being a TAC officer and all those things, he and I had different reputations. He was a lot more hardcore
Oh, he was.
than I was, right? So if you were to
Yeah.
play like that, I was the nice guy, he was the mean guy, or whatever,
Yeah,
good cop,
right.
bad
Good
cop.
cop, bad cop.
And so then people just assumed we were the same when they met me, and maybe he had been a little more hardcore because he was a freaking TAC officer. That was his gig. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I worked for him when he was my sergeant. I remember going. They're like, "Oh, you don't want to go work for him. He's a jerk." Dude, he was the best sergeant I ever had. Your cousin.
Yeah.
Jason.
Oh no, he's wonderful. But yeah, he had a hardcore reputation, and so people assumed.
I mean, he
that
liked
we
you
were
to
the
do your
same.
job, obviously, but
Right.
he was a great guy.
Nah, but
I mean,
you know what
still is.
But we're all
he's just not a
different.
police
Yeah,
officer
yeah.
anymore.
Point is, we're all different. Yeah.
Yeah, but bottom line is, I was a nice officer too. I was like, people were like, "I don't see you as a cop," but when I would come home, I was very angry at my family. I was very mean to my son. Obviously, he played baseball. You would think he was in the Marines the way I yelled at him, but that was like, my persona at work, because we worked together for years. And did you ever see me yell at anybody or anything? Probably never.
No, a couple times.
I doubt that.
Well, like when the guy hit you.
Oh, that's
on
different.
the bike, stuff like that.
Well, he hit me. Yeah.
Literal, actually, for sure, deserve to be yelled at.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But yeah.
Wait,
But
he
the problem
hit
is I
you
took
and you
it out.
just yelled? You
Oh
are
no,
nice.
bro.
I'm pretty sure we arrested him for
He
DUI.
went to
but,
jail.
Oh, it's a car accident.
we
I
were
was
riding
on
strip
bikes.
bikes.
Oh, I thought
It
they
was
hit you,
DUI.
like, punched you.
He was a DUI.
Run over
and
by a car.
I got hit by a car, and I jumped off my bike and I threw my helmet down.
So funny.
The helmet came back up, hit me in the face, so it
is
made me more mad.
Is the statute of limitations over?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
we're
Can we stop there?
Yeah. Anyway, he went to jail, but I did
Nice.
yell at him. I was like, "You mother!" It was in a convertible.
So
too.
stuff like that. But no, for the most part, you were nice for sure.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
and I wasn't. Like, even this is just one
I can,
incident.
hey, I don't even know you, and I can see that.
Yeah, in briefing, I had my table, right?
Yeah.
And this one rookie cop put his stuff on my table, and I literally went there and I
Oh, you were that
threw
guy.
everything
Like
to
that
the
video.
side.
Oh
you were that guy.
man.
And that's the
You
way I
were
was.
that guy.
And in the locker room, I used to shove trainees in the lockers
Dang.
because they were, as I'm walking, if they're dressing and I can't walk,
Yeah.
I'm not going around. There's a bench. You guys
Yeah,
remember
yeah.
the old locker
Of
rooms?
course.
So I shove them inside the locker and I keep on moving.
Ooh, man.
I mean, I was not a nice guy.
What made you
Yeah.
do that? What made you like
the
just
same thing, pride, persona, like you had
Ego.
to
Are you-
act tough, you had to be, and I'll be
And
how
honest.
did you
also other
become an
cops did it.
FTO
Yes,
doing
and
that,
well,
though?
here's the thing. Cops,
That's how FTOs
all-
were.
Yes, and we were all alpha males. We were all alpha males. When I first got on, I'm talking about I'm a trainee, and I'm already cursing at my training officer because I was in the military. You don't disrespect me. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And back in those days, they didn't go running to the sergeant.
No.
You know, we had a sergeant. I don't know if you guys remember Ted Snodgrass.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Boxing gloves. He had
Yeah.
boxing gloves. We would go back to the
Yeah.
old Fort Mojave.
Yeah, Fort Mojave, dude.
And you went in the back and you put boxing gloves on.
So listen, I will share this. I'm going to give a quick balance to that. A lot of that was good because policing, like it or not, I know we need to be kind and friendly and more community oriented because you are supposed to be hired of the community. Believe me, police are not an occupying force. However, it is such a hardcore environment, especially in a city like this. There's a lot of that now is lost. Not extreme. That's pretty,
Yeah.
You're pretty mean. It sounds like. But however, it's almost like the pendulum swinging. Some of it now we've gotten too soft. There's still you
Yeah.
miss exactly what you're talking about. When I was in narcotics, I'm not kidding. I won't name the guys, but for sure we had a boss. Guys would get yelling at each other over the radio, and I had a boss pull over behind this next, Albertsons or whatever, and get out. And you two can fight this out right now, so we can be done for the night. We can keep moving on. All that alpha male stuff. I don't think it was a bad thing. It was kind of a good thing because you're in such a violent world anyways. But maybe you pushed it a little far. Yeah, I mean, maybe a little far.
I mean,
you guys didn't let me finish, though.
Okay.
In my 25 years, not one person, and I'm talking about Latin Kings, F13, 28th Street, 18th Street.
Old school
Not
gangs.
one person ever challenged me. And I'm a small guy. I'm 5'8". I was probably 180, 185. Now, and I seen guys that were 6'3" get challenged by little punk cholos.
Yeah.
But they never challenged me because of the way I came at them, and I gave them respect, and they gave
I
it
guess that's the
back.
balance I'm talking about. When you learn it in the locker room and in training, even among the police officers that you're working with, then you actually can carry that out in the field as well.
Exactly.
There's a balance to it.
Yes,
Is all I'm
the
trying
I
to
mean,
say.
when we went through field training, that's how all the FTOs were. Most of them.
Oh, they were mean.
They were
Yeah,
mean.
they
You
were
could have
mean.
been. I
Eat
went
with
downtown.
them.
My
Yeah.
first FTO squad was downtown. It was Randy Titus.
Yeah.
Your creeper guy.
Randy
was,
Titus hit one of his trainees.
Yeah, bro. And I remember they're like, "Oh, you got Randy Titus." I was like, "Oh."
And he
I'm
was
not
a
gonna
nice
make
guy.
it.
I
No,
like
he was,
Randy.
I got along with him well. He was one of my best FTOs.
Yeah.
Because he trained me the right way.
Yeah.
So
I mean, Metro definitely has a what's the word I'm thinking?
Like reputation.
Yes, reputation. Like when I was at UNLV PD, this guy ran from me, went around the corner, and I just jumped in my car because I knew two people were over there. I said, "Hey, he's coming your way." And when he got over there, he saw them, thought they were Metro. Now, we're all in the same uniform at UNLV, but for some reason, he thought I was security, and they were Metro. That when as soon as he saw him, he just laid himself out on the slid on the ground
Yeah.
and put his hands behind his back,
Yeah.
and they cuffed him. And when I got up there, I was like, so you don't run from them? He's like, no, they're Metro. I'm like, no, they work with us. But he literally,
That poor guy was like, stupid, stupid, stupid.
yeah, he literally was like, nope, because Metro won't mess around. And I mean, you know, so there is that reputation,
which is old school, and there's.
I don't know if that
good-
reputation's still, but maybe.
I don't know, but I got to
I
share
don't
on
know.
the same note just because it's true. I was TDY to the gang unit a long time ago. And I remember we had some gangsters out of California because the Vegas ones, okay, maybe they challenge, maybe they don't.
Yeah.
Younger guys especially. The younger ones want to buck a little more than
Yeah.
the older ones, the OG guys. But we had some guys, and I had some guys in front of the car, and they were from Southern California, it's LA area or something. And they were so nice, so respectful. They weren't even doing the tee-up stuff, not to get into all that stuff. But you know
Yeah.
how they intentionally do things to try to make sure that
Or
they're
the hands.
disrespecting you. They were super nice. I was like, hey, because same deal. You just were. I was nice too. I was like, hey, man, the respect thing. I was like, I got to ask you guys something though, because we were FI carding them or something.
Yeah.
I was like, you guys are kind of different than some of these other gangsters we come across. Like, why you acting so nice, bro? What you up to? Just kind of.
Yeah.
And they actually said that, man, we're coming to Las Vegas to have a good time. Las Vegas Metro has a reputation that if you step out of line, they will make sure that everybody knows you stepped out of line and you won't want to come back kind of stuff. He's like, so we'd rather just come here, do our thing, and get out of here.
Yeah.
Because you guys don't play. Like in L.A., we get away with a lot of stuff, but we know Metro doesn't play. And that was 20-plus years ago.
Yeah.
I know it's different. But there is, again, a balance to that, man. It was a good thing, but sometimes, obviously, human nature, guys abused it as well. You know?
Exactly.
All right.
That's
Hey,
the bad part.
yep. Hey, we're
Yeah,
gonna,
human nature,
we're gonna
right?
wrap this one up. We're gonna have you guys on again, and we're gonna talk about Domingo being a very hardcore liberal.
I don't understand how he's a Christian and a massive
No,
liberal,
we're
but
not.
it's fine.
I'm a moderate.
We'll get into it.
Conservative,
I agree.
moderate.
I agree. But
Politics.
I mean, bottom line was appreciate you guys coming on for this one, especially talking about mental health and just life after a police department and living as a Christian. So thanks,
We
guys.
appreciate you guys
Thanks.
having us
Most
on.
important.
See you next
It's been
time.
like
Yeah.
3 months.
And be blessed, man.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Eerily.